What if I told you that your thoughts are shaping your reality right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, not years from now, this very moment. Every idea you allow into your mind, every belief you hold on to, every picture you paint in your imagination, it's quietly building the world around you. Think about it for a second. Have you ever noticed how when you wake up feeling frustrated, the day seems to spiral into more frustration? Traffic seems worse, people seem ruder, and problems just seem to appear out of nowhere. And on the flip side, when you wake up feeling grateful or excited, the smallest things, a smile from a stranger, an opportunity at work, even a simple song on the radio, feel like blessings. Is that just coincidence? Or could there be something bigger at play? What if the reason your life feels stuck has nothing to do with the circumstances around you and everything to do with the energy you're giving off inside? For centuries, the greatest thinkers, philosophers, and leaders have hinted at a hidden truth, a force so powerful, so simple, and yet so often overlooked. Some called it faith, others called it magnetism, and today we know it by a different name. It's the principle revealed in The Secret. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is there really such a thing as a hidden law that decides what we attract in life? It sounds almost too good to be true. But let me ask you this. Haven't you experienced moments where your thoughts seem to line up perfectly with reality? Maybe you were thinking of a friend, and seconds later they called. Maybe you obsessed over failing a test, and then you did. Maybe you dreamed about an opportunity, and somehow it showed up in the most unexpected way. Coincidence? Or evidence of something deeper? This is what The Secret dares to uncover. That your mind is not just a place where ideas live. It's a powerful engine shaping your future. The way you think, the energy you carry, the beliefs you hold, they don't just stay inside you. They ripple outward, interacting with the world in ways most people never realize. And here's the truth. You've been using this power your entire life, whether you knew it or not. Every thought you've entertained has played a role in bringing you to this exact moment. Every belief you've repeated has left fingerprints on your reality. The question is, are you creating by design, or are you creating by default? Because here's the startling part. If you don't choose your thoughts carefully, the world around you will. If you let negativity dominate your mind, your life begins to mirror that negativity. But if you learn how to harness your thoughts, if you learn how to focus them with intention, then you hold the pen to your own story. Imagine, just for a moment, what your life would look like if you could bend it toward your dreams. Imagine waking up every day, knowing you're aligned with opportunities, with love, with health, with abundance. That isn't a fantasy. It's what happens when you understand and apply the principle inside The Secret. And don't worry, you don't need years of study or complicated rituals. This isn't about luck or chance or being born into the right circumstances. It's about unlocking something that's already within you. By the end of this journey, you're going to see your life differently. You'll understand why things have happened the way they have. You'll learn how to shift your thinking so that your reality begins to shift with it. And most importantly, you'll realize that the power to change your future has been in your hands all along. This is not just another motivational idea. It's not just another positive thinking cliché. This is a principle that has transformed millions of lives around the world. People who went from despair to hope, from poverty to prosperity, from sickness to health, from broken relationships to love and connection. And now, it's your turn. So here's my promise to you. If you stay with me until the very end, you'll walk away not just with knowledge, but with a tool you can use every single day. You'll see how your thoughts, your focus, your beliefs, when aligned, become magnets for the life you desire. But for now, let me leave you with one more question. If your thoughts are already creating your reality, what kind of reality have you been creating up until now? Because today, you get to choose whether you keep living by default or whether you step into the driver's seat of your destiny. The hidden force behind our lives. There's a force at work in your life right now, whether you believe in it or not. It's invisible yet undeniable. You can't touch it, but you can feel its effects in every area of your existence. This force is what The Secret calls the law of attraction. At its simplest, it says like attracts like. What you focus on, you bring more of into your life. What you think about, you begin to create. Your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas drifting through your mind, they are magnets. And whether you're aware of it or not, those magnets are pulling experiences, people, and circumstances toward you. Think about this. Have you ever been thinking about someone and out of nowhere your phone rings and it's them? Or maybe you were worried about being late and somehow every traffic light turned red. Every line seemed to move slower and, you guessed it, you were late. On the other hand, when you woke up excited about something, didn't the day seem to bend itself to your energy? Opportunities appeared, conversations flowed, even strangers seemed kinder. Coincidences? Or evidence of a deeper law shaping your reality? The law of attraction tells us there are no accidents here. Your dominant thoughts, positive or negative, are invitations to the universe. They say, more of this, please. When you dwell on stress, on scarcity, on problems, the universe faithfully delivers more of that energy. When you focus on gratitude, on possibility, on abundance, the universe delivers that too. It's like tuning a radio. If you set your dial to 101 FM, you can't expect to hear music from 105. The signal you send out determines the signal you receive, and your thoughts are the frequency. Now, this isn't a new idea. In fact, history is filled with hints about this hidden force. Buddha once said, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought." The Bible teaches, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." Great minds throughout the ages knew this truth, even if they described it in different words. They understood that thought is not powerless, it is creative. And when you understand this, your life begins to change. But here's the catch. Whether you believe in it or not, the law of attraction is always working. It's not something you turn on and off. Just like gravity doesn't stop when you stop believing in it, attraction doesn't pause because you're unaware. It's shaping your life in every moment. The only question is, are you using it consciously or unconsciously? Most people go through life on autopilot, unaware of the thoughts they're repeating day after day. They wake up and complain about being tired. They stress about bills. They worry about the future. And without realizing it, they're broadcasting a steady frequency of lack, stress, and worry. And what comes back to them? More reasons to feel tired, stressed, and worried. But when you shift your awareness, when you begin to take charge of your thoughts, everything changes. Suddenly, instead of being at the mercy of circumstances, you start shaping them. Instead of reacting to life, you begin creating it. This is the purpose of The Secret. It's not about teaching you something brand new. It's about uncovering what was always there. It's about pulling back the curtain and saying, "Look, this force has been guiding your life all along. Now it's time to use it with intention." And here's the empowering truth. It doesn't matter where you come from, what mistakes you've made, or what challenges you're facing right now. The moment you begin to shift your thoughts, you shift your future. Imagine this. Every thought you think is like planting a seed. Some seeds grow into weeds, fear, doubt, scarcity. Others grow into flowers, gratitude, faith, abundance. The soil doesn't judge. It simply grows whatever is planted. In the same way, the universe doesn't question whether your thoughts are good or bad. It just mirrors them back to you. So the more intentionally you plant, the more intentionally you harvest. And that's the hidden force behind our lives. It's not luck. It's not chance. It's not fate. It's attraction. The challenge is, most people have been attracting unconsciously. They're surprised when life gives them more struggle, more frustration, more emptiness. But they've been broadcasting those very signals for years. The good news? Awareness changes everything. Once you understand that your thoughts are creative, you gain the power to choose. You can tune your frequency to what you want instead of what you fear. And this is where the real journey begins. Because once you know there's a law shaping your reality, the question becomes, how do you use it? How do you guide your thoughts, your feelings, and your focus so that your life reflects your highest desires instead of your deepest fears? That's exactly what we're about to explore. Unveiling the core principle. Thoughts create reality. By now you understand that there is a hidden force shaping your life, the law of attraction. But to truly harness it, you need to see the principle at its core. Your thoughts create your reality. That might sound like a bold statement, but let's break it down. Every single thought you think carries energy. It's not just a silent whisper in your mind. It's a vibration, a signal, a message you're sending out. And like any signal, it doesn't just disappear. It echoes back. Think about the last time you were worried about something. Maybe it was a job interview, a big exam, or a conversation you didn't want to have. You kept replaying negative outcomes in your head. Your heart raced. Your palms sweated. And by the time you walked into the situation, you were already carrying the weight of failure. And how did it turn out? Chances are it reflected exactly what you had been imagining. Now flip that around. Think about a moment when you were confident. Maybe you pictured yourself winning, succeeding, or being at your best. You felt calm, prepared, ready. And when the moment came, reality seemed to line up with your inner picture. Coincidence? Or proof that your thoughts are the architects of your reality? Conscious versus unconscious thinking. Here's the key. Not all thoughts are equal. Some are conscious. The things you deliberately choose to think about. For example, when you plan your day, when you imagine a goal, when you repeat a positive affirmation, those are conscious thoughts. But beneath the surface, there are unconscious thoughts, the ones that run on autopilot. They're shaped by years of conditioning, beliefs, and habits. If you grew up hearing money is hard to get, chances are that belief lives deep in your subconscious, and it affects how you approach opportunities. If you've always felt, I'm not good enough, that thought plays on repeat, influencing your choices without you even realizing it. Here's the challenge. The unconscious mind is incredibly powerful. Scientists estimate that up to 95% of our daily thoughts are unconscious. That means most of the time we're not actually choosing, we're repeating. And those repeated thoughts become repeated outcomes. So if you want to change your life, you don't just need to polish your conscious thinking, you need to reprogram the unconscious. You need to become aware of the silent beliefs you've been carrying and begin replacing them with new ones. The ripple effect. To understand how this works, picture your thoughts as the first domino in a chain reaction. The sequence goes like this: thoughts, feelings, actions, reality. It always starts with a thought. That thought creates a feeling. That feeling drives an action. And that action produces a result in the real world. For example, imagine the thought, I'm capable of achieving this. That thought generates feelings of confidence and motivation. Those feelings push you to take bold action, maybe applying for that job, starting that business, or speaking up in that meeting. And those actions open doors, leading to success. Now imagine the opposite thought. I'll never be good enough. That thought creates feelings of fear and self-doubt. Those feelings lead to hesitation or avoidance. And those actions, or lack of action, produce failure or missed opportunities. Same situation, two different thoughts, two different realities. This is why The Secret insists that everything begins with your mind. Because the first domino you set in motion will determine the outcome of the entire chain. A tale of two mindsets. Let me give you a simple story. Imagine two friends, Alex and Jordan. Both dream of starting their own business. Alex spends time visualizing success. He imagines customers enjoying his product, his bank account growing, his freedom expanding. He feels excited, empowered, and he takes small steps daily. Even when obstacles appear, he reframes them as challenges he can overcome. Slowly but surely, his business begins to grow. Jordan, on the other hand, constantly worries. He thinks, what if I fail? What if I lose money? What if people laugh at me? These thoughts create anxiety. That anxiety stops him from taking bold action. He procrastinates, second-guesses himself, and eventually he gives up before he even starts. Two people, same dream, different thoughts, different results. This is the power of the core principle. Thoughts create reality. Connecting it back to you now, take a moment and reflect. Think about the last time your mindset shaped an outcome in your life. Maybe it was a conversation where your confidence made everything flow smoothly. Or maybe it was a time your doubts held you back, and you missed an opportunity. We've all experienced it. And the truth is, it's happening every day. Most people just don't notice the connection. They blame circumstances, luck, or other people, when in reality, the starting point was inside their own minds. The beautiful part is that once you become aware of this principle, you can begin to use it. You don't have to be at the mercy of your unconscious beliefs anymore. You can choose your thoughts. You can shift your focus. You can decide which domino you want to set in motion. And here's the exciting part. Even the smallest change in thought can create a ripple effect that transforms your life. It's like planting seeds. One tiny seed today, a thought of possibility, of gratitude, of success, can grow into a forest of opportunities in the future. But the planting starts now, with you, in your mind. So remember this. Your thoughts are not harmless daydreams. They are blueprints. They are signals. They are the first step in creating the life you want, or the life you fear. The question is, which reality are you choosing to build? The power of visualization and imagination. We've uncovered that thoughts create reality, but there's a tool, one of the most powerful tools revealed in The Secret, that can supercharge this process. That tool is visualization. Visualization is more than daydreaming. It's a deliberate practice of seeing your future in your mind with such clarity, such detail, and such emotion that your brain and body begin to believe it's real. And when your mind believes, your actions follow. Think of it as mental rehearsal. Just like an actor rehearses lines until they flow naturally, or a musician practices scales until their fingers move without thinking. Visualization allows you to rehearse success until your mind and body align with it. How mental rehearsal works, science, has shown that when you vividly imagine an action, your brain fires the same neural pathways as if you were actually performing it. In other words, your mind doesn't fully distinguish between imagination and reality. Picture a basketball player standing at the free throw line. Even if they're only practicing shots in their mind, seeing the ball leave their hand, hearing it swish through the net, their brain activates as though they're physically throwing. Studies prove that athletes who combine physical practice with mental rehearsal perform far better than those who practice physically alone. That's the hidden magic of visualization. It's not just positive thinking, it's preparation. It's priming your brain and body to act as though success is inevitable. Real-world analogies, elite athletes use this all the time. Olympic swimmers picture every stroke of their race before diving into the pool. Gymnasts rehearse their routines in their minds before stepping onto the mat. Even heavyweight champions imagine lifting the trophy long before they step into the ring. It's not superstition. It's strategy. They know that by the time they compete, they've already won in their minds. And when the moment comes, their body simply follows the script they've rehearsed again and again. But here's the truth. Visualization isn't just for athletes. It's for anyone who wants to create change, want to improve your finances, Picture yourself confidently managing money, watching your bank account grow, and celebrating financial freedom. Want a healthier body? See yourself moving with energy, enjoying the food that nourishes you, and smiling in the mirror. Want love? Imagine being in a relationship filled with joy, respect, and connection. The principle is the same. If you can see it in your mind, you prepare yourself to live it in your life, seeing your dream life. So how do you do it? Start by closing your eyes and picturing your dream life in vivid detail. Not just a vague image. Paint it like a movie. Where are you living? What does the room look like? Who is with you? What are you wearing? What are you doing? Don't just see it. Feel it. If you're picturing success in your career, imagine the pride in your chest, the smile on your face, the handshake of someone congratulating you. If you're visualizing abundance, feel the relief of freedom, the joy of generosity, the peace of security. The more senses you involve, the more powerful it becomes. Hear the sounds, smell the air, taste the victory. Because when your imagination is rich enough, your subconscious begins to accept it as truth. And once your subconscious believes it, your actions naturally align to bring it to life. A story to inspire. Let me tell you about Jim Carrey. Before he became one of the most successful actors in Hollywood, he was broke, struggling, and living in a van. But he practiced visualization. In 1985, he wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and he dated it for Thanksgiving 1995. He carried that check in his wallet for years, visualizing himself receiving that kind of money. In 1994, just before Thanksgiving, Jim Carrey signed a movie deal for, you guessed it, $10 million. That's the power of seeing your dream before it becomes reality. Now, you don't have to write yourself a check, but you do need to give your dream a picture. Because if you can't see it, how will you believe it? And if you don't believe it, how will you ever take the steps to create it? If you can see it in your mind, here's the truth. Your imagination is not child's play, it's creation. Every building you've ever entered, every invention you've ever used, every piece of art you've ever admired, someone imagined it first. The chair you're sitting on, the phone you're holding, even the clothes you're wearing, once lived only in someone's mind. And the same is true for your dreams. They're not random wishes. They're blueprints. Your job is to keep refining the picture until your mind accepts it as real. Because here's the secret. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. So close your eyes tonight and see yourself already living the life you desire. Because the clearer you see it inside, the sooner you'll hold it outside. And that brings us to the next step. Not just seeing your dreams, but fueling them with the emotion that transforms everything: gratitude. The role of gratitude and positive energy gratitude. It's such a simple word, yet it holds the power to completely shift the course of your life. Right now, in this very moment, gratitude is the fastest way to raise your vibration. You could be weighed down by stress, worry, or frustration, and the moment you stop and say, "Thank you," the moment you notice what's good in your life, everything begins to change. Your mind calms. Your energy softens. Your perspective widens. Gratitude instantly moves you from a state of lack into a state of abundance. Why gratitude shifts vibration? Instantly. Think about it. When you're ungrateful, your focus is on what's missing. You're telling the universe, "I don't have enough." And that energy only attracts more lack. But when you practice gratitude, you flip the script. Instead of focusing on what's absent, you appreciate what's already here. This shift is powerful, because whatever you focus on expands. If you focus on stress, you feel more stressed. If you focus on blessings, you see more blessings. Gratitude becomes a magnet, pulling more good things into your life. It's like tuning a radio. If you're on the wrong frequency, you'll never hear the music you want. But the moment you tune into gratitude, you align with the frequency of abundance, joy, and possibility. Focusing on abundance attracts more abundance. This isn't just philosophy, it's a law of life. People who focus on abundance consistently notice opportunities that others miss. Imagine two people walking down the same street. One is lost in thoughts of scarcity. I never have enough. Nothing ever works out for me. The other is silently repeating, thank you for what I have. Thank you for what's coming. They walk past the same cafe, but only the grateful one notices the now hiring sign in the window. They both receive the same business card at an event, but only the grateful one sees it as a doorway to a new connection. Gratitude sharpens your vision. It allows you to see possibility where others see dead ends. And as you continue focusing on abundance, you naturally attract more of it. Practical examples. How to practice gratitude. Daily. The beauty of gratitude is that it doesn't require money, time, or special tools. It's something you can start practicing right now. One of the most powerful methods is gratitude journaling. Each morning or evening, write down 3 to 5 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be big. Maybe it's the smile of a loved one, the taste of your morning coffee, or the fact that you made it through a tough day. The key is to really feel the gratitude as you write. Another practice is daily affirmations. Stand in front of a mirror and say, I am grateful for the blessings in my life. I welcome more abundance each day. At first it may feel awkward, but with time your subconscious begins to absorb it and your energy starts to shift. Even small moments count. While driving, say thank you for the clear roads. While eating, say thank you for the food. Gratitude is not reserved for big milestones. It's a lifestyle, a lens through which you view your entire existence. Gratitude in difficult moments. Now, let's be honest. It's easy to feel grateful when life is smooth. But what about the hard times? What about when you lose your job, when a relationship ends, or when you face health challenges? This is where gratitude becomes transformational. Because gratitude doesn't deny pain, it reframes it. It doesn't pretend everything is perfect. It reminds you there's still light in the darkness. For example, if you're going through heartbreak, gratitude helps you focus on what the experience taught you, on the people who are supporting you, on the inner strength you're discovering. If you've lost something, gratitude highlights what you still have. And here's the miracle. When you can be grateful even in the storm, you're no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You rise above them. Gratitude becomes your anchor, keeping you steady until the storm passes. An inspiring story of gratitude. Let me share with you the story of John O'Leary. At just 9 years old, John was in a terrible house fire that left him with burns over 100% of his body. Doctors gave him little chance of survival. His life seemed to be over before it even began. But John's family surrounded him with love. They reminded him daily to be grateful, grateful for each breath, each small victory, each moment he was still alive. Over time, John adopted this mindset himself. Instead of focusing on his pain, he focused on his blessings. The doctors who cared for him, the friends who visited him, the simple gift of another sunrise. Today, John is not only alive, he is thriving. He's an inspirational speaker, touching millions of lives with his story. His message is clear. Gratitude can transform even the darkest moments into stepping stones toward greatness. His life is proof that gratitude isn't just a nice idea, it's a lifeline. The takeaway: gratitude is the gateway to positive energy. It's how you shift your vibration, attract abundance, and find meaning even in difficulty. It's not about waiting for life to be perfect before you're thankful. It's about being thankful so that life becomes more perfect. And remember this, you always have a choice. Every morning when you wake up, you can choose to see what's missing, or you can choose to see what's already here. One path drains your energy. The other fills you with power, peace, and possibility. So start today. Write down what you're grateful for. Speak it out loud. Feel it deep in your heart. And watch how your life begins to transform. Because gratitude is more than a feeling. It's the key that unlocks the door to the life you dream of. Breaking the chains. Overcoming doubt and negativity. Let's be honest for a moment. Whenever you hear about the power of thoughts, the law of attraction, or the ability to create your own reality, there's usually a little voice inside that whispers, "Does this really work?" That voice is doubt, and doubt is natural. We've all been conditioned to believe only in what we can see and touch. We've been told that success is only for the lucky, that life is hard, and that dreams are just fantasies. So when someone suggests that your thoughts carry power, that your mind is shaping your reality right now, skepticism rises like a wall. But here's the truth. That wall isn't there to protect you. It's there to limit you. Doubt is the chain that keeps you tied to an ordinary life, even when you're meant for something extraordinary. Limiting beliefs and subconscious resistance. Every person carries limiting beliefs, many of them planted in childhood. Maybe you heard, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "People like us don't get ahead," or "Dreams are nice." But be realistic. These words seemed harmless at the time, but they burrowed deep into your subconscious, shaping how you see yourself and the world. When you try to rise higher, those beliefs pull you back down. When you try to imagine abundance, that voice inside says, "That's not possible for you." When you start to believe in your dream, doubt whispers, "Don't get your hopes up, you'll just be disappointed." This is resistance. Not from the outside world, but from within. The subconscious is like a silent script running in the background of your life, replaying old programming again and again. And unless you break that script, it will keep pulling you back into the same patterns: scarcity, struggle, and self-doubt. How negative focus attracts negative results. Think about what happens when you focus on what you don't want. If you wake up and say, "I'm probably going to have a terrible day," you start noticing every inconvenience. The traffic feels worse. The boss seems harsher. The smallest problems feel like mountains. It's not that the world suddenly became cruel, it's that your focus tuned your mind to see negativity everywhere. And like a magnet, negativity attracts more of itself. Have you ever noticed how people who complain constantly always seem to have more to complain about? Or how those who expect failure always find a way to fail? That's not coincidence. It's the law in action. Like attracts like. The danger isn't just in thinking negatively once, it's in making negativity a habit. Because the more you dwell on what's wrong, the more you unconsciously create situations that confirm it. Your thoughts lead to feelings, your feelings lead to actions, and your actions shape your reality. Practical reframing. Turning "I can't" into "I'm learning to." So how do you break free from doubt and negativity? You start by reframing. Reframing is the art of shifting the way you speak to yourself. It's taking a limiting belief and turning it into a statement of possibility. Instead of "I can't do this," say, "I'm learning how to do this." Instead of "I always fail," say, "I'm discovering new ways to succeed." Instead of "I'll never have enough," say, "I'm opening myself to more abundance every day." These may seem like small changes, but words carry energy. When you reframe your language, you reframe your reality. Try it right now. Think of an area where you've been doubting yourself. Maybe it's your career, your finances, or your health. Write down the limiting thought you keep repeating. Now rewrite it as a statement of growth and possibility. At first, your old belief will resist. It will feel unnatural, maybe even silly. But with repetition, you begin to rewire your subconscious. You start to believe in new possibilities. And as your beliefs shift, your energy shifts. And as your energy shifts, your results shift. Your mind is a magnet. Decide what it will attract. Picture a magnet in your hand. If you place it near metal, it pulls it closer. Your mind works the same way. It is always attracting, always pulling, always creating. The only question is, what is it attracting? If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, it will pull experiences that match those vibrations. But if your mind is filled with gratitude, possibility, and belief, it will pull opportunities, people, and circumstances that reflect that energy. The choice is yours. You are not powerless against your thoughts. You are the master of them. Every time you choose faith over fear, possibility over doubt, positivity over negativity, you strengthen the magnet of your mind. And here's the beautiful part. Once you shift, everything else shifts. Doubt loses its grip. Negativity loses its power. You realize that the chains were never locked. They were only illusions, waiting for you to break them. The takeaway: overcoming doubt and negativity isn't about pretending life is perfect. It's about reclaiming your power to decide what you focus on, what you believe, and what you attract. Yes, doubt will whisper, "Does this really work?" But you now know the answer. It works the moment you believe it does. It works when you choose to focus on abundance instead of lack. It works when you reframe your limiting beliefs into empowering ones. So the next time doubt tries to hold you back, remember this: your mind is a magnet, and you are the one who decides what it attracts. Choose wisely, choose powerfully, choose to believe in the greatness within you, applying the secret in daily life. We've explored the hidden force, the power of thoughts, visualization, gratitude, and breaking free from doubt. But here's the big question: how do you actually use the secret in your everyday life? It's not enough to understand the theory. Transformation comes when you apply it consistently, when it becomes part of your daily rhythm. And the secret gives us a simple yet profound formula to do that. Ask, believe, receive. Step 1. Ask. The first step is clarity. You must know what you want. Too many people spend their lives saying what they don't want. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to feel stuck. I don't want this job. But focusing on what you don't want only creates more of it. The universe doesn't hear "don't." It responds to focus. So instead of saying, "I don't want to be broke," ask clearly, "I want financial freedom." Instead of, "I don't want to be lonely," say, "I want to attract a loving, supportive relationship." Instead of, "I don't want this job," declare, "I want a career that excites me and fulfills me." Asking is about intention. It's about declaring in clear and positive terms what you desire. The moment you do, you send out a signal. You've placed your order with the universe. Step 2. Believe. This is where most people stumble. They ask, but they don't believe. Belief is about trust. Trust that your desire is on its way, even if you don't see it yet. Think of it like planting a seed. When you put it in the soil, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the process. You water it, you nurture it, and you allow it to sprout in its time. Believing means acting and feeling as if your desire is already yours. If you want abundance, walk with the confidence of someone who is abundant. If you want love, embody the joy of someone who is already loved. If you want success, carry yourself as if success is inevitable. Belief is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. Without it, your desire stays in the realm of imagination. With it, you draw it closer to reality. Step 3. Receive. The final step is to open yourself to receiving. This is where gratitude plays a massive role. When you give thanks for what you desire before it arrives, you create alignment. Imagine waiting for a package you ordered online. You don't doubt it, you expect it. You clear space for it. You're excited when the delivery truck shows up. Receiving works the same way. You must live in anticipation, ready to welcome your desire. And when opportunities come, sometimes in ways you don't expect, you must say yes. Too often, people block their blessings because they cling to how they think their dream should arrive. Stay open. The universe delivers in ways you may not predict, but always in ways that serve your highest good. Small, consistent practices now. Let's bring this formula into daily life with practical habits. Visualization. Spend a few minutes every day picturing your dream in detail. Affirmations. Speak powerful words over yourself. Say, I am worthy. I am abundant. I am attracting success. Gratitude journaling. Write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. This keeps your focus on abundance, not lack. Mindful reframing. When a negative thought appears, reframe it immediately into a positive possibility. Celebrating small wins. Each time something good happens, no matter how small, celebrate it as proof the process is working. Consistency is the key. Just like going to the gym strengthens your body over time. Practicing these habits strengthens your mindset and your energy. Life areas. Health, wealth, relationships, career. The secret isn't limited to one part of life. You can apply it everywhere. Health. Picture your body healing, growing stronger, filled with energy. Feed yourself thoughts of vitality, not sickness. Countless people have used visualization and gratitude to aid recovery and build healthier lifestyles. Wealth. Instead of focusing on bills and lack, focus on the feeling of abundance. Carry yourself as someone who manages money well, who attracts opportunities, who deserves financial freedom. Relationships. See the love you want. Don't dwell on loneliness or past heartbreak. Picture connection, respect, and joy. Show up as the person who is ready to give and receive love. Career. Envision yourself excelling in your field, walking into opportunities, and doing work that excites you. Act as though you already are the professional you dream of becoming. Every area responds to the same law, like attracts like. Micro success stories. Let's look at how ordinary people have applied. The secret in simple ways. A young woman, tired of struggling financially, began writing thank you notes each time money came her way, even small amounts. Within months, unexpected checks and job opportunities started flowing in. A man battling health issues began visualizing himself running on the beach every morning, strong and full of energy. Slowly, his habits shifted. He started eating better, moving more, and within a year he was running marathons. Another person, lonely and discouraged, started practicing gratitude for love, even before finding a partner. She wrote daily affirmations like, I am worthy of love. I am surrounded by love. Months later, she attracted a relationship that reflected exactly what she had been visualizing. These aren't just stories. They're reminders that the law works not just for celebrities or spiritual gurus, but for everyday people, just like you and me. Test it for yourself. Here's my challenge to you. Test the secret in your own life. Not with something massive at first. Start small. Pick one goal. Maybe it's finding a lost item, receiving a kind message, or landing a small opportunity. Apply the steps. Ask clearly. Believe it's coming. Receive with gratitude when it arrives. When you see it happen, and you will, you'll build confidence to aim higher. Step by step, your faith grows. Step by step, your reality shifts. Final thought applying. The secret in daily life isn't about waiting for miracles. It's about becoming a co-creator of your future. It's about shifting your thoughts, aligning your energy, and trusting the process. Ask with clarity, believe with confidence, receive with gratitude. Do this daily, and watch your world transform. Stories of transformation, proof in action. It's one thing to hear about the law of attraction in theory, but the real question that lingers in people's hearts is, does it actually work? The answer comes not just from ideas, but from stories. Stories of people, some famous, some ordinary, who decided to apply the secret and witness their lives transform. And each story is proof that this isn't wishful thinking. It's a powerful law that responds to anyone who uses it. Financial success. Let's start with money, because financial struggle is something so many people understand. There's the story of Jack Canfield, one of the teachers featured in The Secret and co-creator of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Before the book became a global phenomenon, Jack set a goal to earn $100,000 in a single year, something that felt impossible at the time. He wrote the number on a card and carried it everywhere. He visualized receiving checks, pictured himself speaking on stages, and imagined living as though he already had that income. Opportunities began appearing, speaking engagements, book sales, collaborations. By the end of the year, he hadn't hit $100,000. He had made $92,000. The very next year, he exceeded his goal and went on to build a multi-million-dollar brand that touched millions of lives. Now, Jack wasn't born wealthy. He didn't stumble into luck. He aligned his thoughts with his vision, took inspired actions, and the universe delivered healing and health. But the secret isn't just about money. It's about health, too. One story from the book tells of a woman diagnosed with a severe illness. Instead of sinking into fear, she chose to shift her focus. She watched only funny movies, surrounding herself with laughter and joy. She visualized her body healing. She practiced gratitude every day for the health she wanted to experience. Little by little, her body responded. Doctors were stunned as her condition improved far beyond expectation. She credited her recovery to changing her thoughts, aligning her emotions, and refusing to give energy to fear. Science supports this. Studies show that a positive mindset boosts the immune system, speeds healing, and lowers stress, the very things that make recovery possible. Love and relationships. And what about love? There's the story of a woman who felt she would never find the right partner. She realized that all her energy was focused on loneliness and lack. So she decided to shift. She cleared space in her home, making room in her closet and leaving space in her bed, as if she were already sharing life with someone. She wrote love letters to her future partner, visualized being in a happy relationship, and practiced gratitude for love in all its forms. Months later, she met someone who matched the picture she had created in her mind. Today, they are happily married. She often says, "I attracted him the moment I decided to believe love was possible." Personal growth and everyday wins. Not all transformations are dramatic. Sometimes the secret shows up in small, personal ways that add up to extraordinary change. Take the man who used visualization to find parking spaces wherever he went, and then expanded that practice into believing he could find better job opportunities. Or the student who started each morning with affirmations like, "I am focused, I am capable, I am ready," and watched her grades climb along with her confidence. These micro-successes prove that the law doesn't just respond to big dreams, it responds to every thought, big or small. And once you see it work on the little things, your faith grows to trust it with the big ones. Famous figures. Who used it? Even famous achievers credit the principles of The Secret. Oprah Winfrey openly shares how she used visualization long before she ever heard the term law of attraction. She imagined herself on TV, speaking to audiences, living a life of impact. That vision pulled her forward until it became her reality. Jim Carrey famously wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and dated it for Thanksgiving 1995. He carried it in his wallet for years, visualizing that one day it would be real. In 1994, he was cast in Dumb and Dumber. His paycheck? $10 million. These stories remind us greatness doesn't happen by accident. It begins in the mind. If they could, why not you? Hearing these stories, you may think, that's inspiring, but could it really happen for me? The answer is simple. Why not? These weren't superheroes. They were people who dared to believe. People who decided to focus their thoughts, lift their energy, and take aligned actions. The law didn't pick them. It responded to them, and it will respond to you too. The beauty of The Secret is that it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about your past, your current circumstances, or how impossible your dream may seem. It responds only to what you think, what you believe, and what you expect. So when you hear these stories, don't just admire them, see them as mirrors, proof of what's possible for you. Building toward the final step. Every story builds momentum. Every transformation is a reminder that this law is real, it is powerful, and it is available to anyone willing to use it. Financial freedom, healing, love, personal growth, it's all within reach. And the only thing left is the most important decision of all. The decision to apply it in your own life right now. Because if they could do it, why not you? The ultimate takeaway. You are the creator. Take a deep breath for a moment, because everything you've heard, everything you've learned, all of the stories, all of the principles, it all comes down to this. Your life is in your hands, not in the hands of luck. Not in the grip of your past, not in the control of anyone else. You are the creator. This is the central truth that The Secret has been pointing toward from the very beginning. The thoughts you think, the beliefs you hold, the emotions you choose to nurture, these are not random. They are the raw material from which your future is shaped. Your thoughts shape destiny. Every thought sends out a signal. Every belief creates a vibration. Every moment of gratitude aligns you with something bigger, something higher, something waiting to meet you halfway. When you dwell on lack, you attract more lack. When you dwell on possibility, doors begin to open. When you dwell on gratitude, your life fills with blessings that seem to multiply on their own. You've always been holding the pen. You've always been writing the story. The only difference now is you finally know it. Empowerment, not chance. Think about that. You don't have to wait for perfect timing. You don't have to wait for someone else to hand you an opportunity. You don't have to wait for your circumstances to change before you believe in yourself. The power is already within you. The shift begins when you recognize that your mind is not a victim of chance. It's a magnet of choice. And that choice belongs to you. Moment by moment, thought by thought. A challenge for you, so here's the challenge. Not someday, not next week, not when it feels convenient. Today. For the next 30 days, commit to one practice. Just one. It could be starting each morning with 5 minutes of gratitude. It could be writing down the vision of the life you want and reading it every night. It could be catching yourself when you say, I can't, and replacing it with, I'm learning to. One practice, consistently, every single day. Because when you stack 30 days of intention, you don't just create a habit. You create momentum, and momentum is what carries you from small shifts to massive breakthroughs. Cinematic closing energy picture this. 30 days from now, you looking back at the moment you made this choice. You'll notice that the way you speak has changed. The way you walk into a room feels different. The way opportunities appear no longer feels like luck. It feels like alignment. and you'll realize something powerful. The secret isn't outside you. It never was. It's within you. It's in your thoughts, your focus, your vision, your gratitude. It's been waiting for you to claim it all along, the call to action. So now the decision is in your hands. Don't just listen. Don't just nod. Don't let this moment pass and fade away. Choose, act, begin, because your future isn't waiting for the right day. It's waiting for you. Start today. Your thoughts are creating. Your beliefs are shaping. Your gratitude is attracting, and your future, it's already on its way. You are the creator. Own it, live it. Step into it because the next chapter of your life is unwritten, and the pen is in your hands.